Central students, Chloe Carson, Vanessa Fernandez.
Hi, I'm Chloe Carlson.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Fernandez. When I was 5, I wanted to be a teacher.
When I was 7, I wanted to be an actress.
When I was 10, I wanted to be a firefighter.
When I was 12, I wanted to be a doctor.
Now I'm 15.
Now I'm 17.
And when I get older, the only thing I want to be is alive. Because climate change is happening now.
It was happening in the 1800s.
And unlike the riddle of the silent fallen tree, it will continue to happen.
Even if we're not here to see it.
The 6 hottest years have all occurred since 2010.
17 of the 18 hottest years on record have occurred since 2001.
It's as if we were patients being advised not to smoke.
We know climate change is killing us, but we continue to excite the problem. So how warm will it really get? From the Paris Accords to the UN and the IPCC,
countless organizations have advised us on just how warm our Earth can get, and yet we continue to push the limit.
We've heard 2 degrees turn to 1.5.
And yet we're still on track to hit 3.6.
And if we continue on this track, the world we know will never look the same. At 3 degrees, Europe will be in a permanent drought.
At 4 degrees, global damages could surpass $600 trillion.
But it doesn't stop there. Some studies show a rising chance of exceeding 6 degrees.
And according to the UN, if we hit 8 degrees, 1/3 of the planet will be uninhabitable.
That's millions of mothers,
fathers,
children,
siblings,
veterans,
elders,
wildlife,
plant life,
human life. That's millions of lives with no place to live. This is not a polarized issue.
Not a political debate.
This is the difference between life and death.
A question on just how ignorant one can be.
A question of how you and me level up to the rest of society.
A question of morality,
equality,
apathy.
But in essence, it's not a question at all. This is our future. This is reality.
Climate change is something we have to fear. The idea that we can put it off, wait for the next generation, is ridiculous. We are the next generation. Standing here in front of you, pleading for your help. Most scientists are making assumptions for the year 2050. In 2050, I will be 47 years old, hopefully just about halfway through my life. My peers and I will suffer the repercussions of climate change. Greta Thunberg is 16 years old, and she's the reason that we're all here. It took a teenager to stand up and vocalize her fear, her concern, a teenager who should be worried about school and where her career is going to be, not whether when she's in her 50s she's going to have to worry about her home being underwater. A teenager who should be worried about what questions will be on an exam, not what questions and critiques Congress will have. She is a teenager just like the rest of us, and while you, the older generation, makes the decisions, we, the youth, suffer the consequences. Climate change affects us all, and the idea that you don't need to worry about it is not only reckless, but also ignorant. Climate change is happening, and we need to open our eyes. I have not known a life without climate change. It seems like every year sets record highs and lows. Every year seems to be the hottest, every winter the coldest. Hurricanes that wreak havoc on coastal states the worst. Recent wildfires that we've seen the biggest in history. The shrinking ice caps, the bleached coral. Wake up, open your eyes to the damage that we're causing. The planet is dying, and we still have a small chance to save it, but only if we act now, right now.
When I was 14, I began to question why the world had become so dim. Why the skies were no longer as blue as the sea, and why the sea no longer resembled the happy aquatic land that Disney always showed me. I was confused why one winter we had rolling hills of white snow, and the next, all we had was patches of dead grass and gray skies. Adults continuously told my juvenile mind that it was just a hot winter, that weather patterns always fluctuate, that you can never predict the weather in Michigan, and that everything was normal, that everything was okay. And so I believed them. I believed them when the ice caps began to melt. I believed them when the ocean levels began to rise. I believed them when species began to die. I believed them when more wildfires began to emerge. I believed them when children died from a heat surge. I believed them over and over until I could not believe them anymore. Until the world had become so damaged, so disgusting, so dim, that not even I, an idiotic little kid, could believe that this is normal. Whether they were intentionally trying to deceive me, or if they were just stuck in their own programmed ignorance, I will never know. But what I do know is they will never change. They have created a problem that they will not claim, started a game they will not finish, and they now leave us to be the new players. And for that, I thank them. Thank them for creating in me a sense of urgency, a restless fight within my mind, constantly challenging me to make a change. I thank them for investing in me the authority to lead the future and allowing me to fight for tomorrow. And trust me, there will be a tomorrow. It's up to us to make a change, to speak out.
Because it is no longer a question of if climate change is happening,
It's a question of when it will be too late,
of what degree we will surpass,
of how much land will be drowned,
how many trees will be burned,
of how many species will die.
of how high oceans will rise,
It will be a question of what our future will look like.
if there even will be a future to look at.
But we do not fear this outcome. We have become the leaders of tomorrow because adults have failed to be the leaders of today. And we refuse to follow in their path.
Wow! Chloe and Vanessa, Kalamazoo Central in the house! You guys were awesome. That's much better.